Hey everyone, I'm Elias from Dropgun Samples. Many of you have asked about making of synthesis of Psy Trance Bass. So, we heard you and now I'm gonna show you how to make really modern, fat Psy Trance Bass in style of Dropgun, Cashmere, Dharma label and so on. Let's listen to this! So, let's make Psy Trance Bass go. Okay guys, let's do it. I'm gonna use Cubase, you can use all other sequencer, and by the way, you will find FL and Ableton Live projects below, as well as MIDI and presets. So, we have beat here to feel how it works in context. This is a beat, and this is a bass line. And together. Great, so I created 4-bar loop for bass, choose 1/8 triplet, grid, created repeatable rhythm of notes with length 1/8 triplet of course. Selected all, decrease length to create little space for release of previous notes to be not overlapped with beginning of next notes. It gives you really clean punch. So we already have it. And also you can make a little changes in the rhythm, make it faster, make it slower, like here. So I turned 1/16 triplet, grid, created more notes per one beat. In last beat and bar, it's just 1/4 notes which go up and go down back with this pitch curve. Okay, so let's listen how it sounds. So that's it. Of course you can use a straight rhythm for Psy Trance Bass, but triplet is more popular and more recognizable. Okay, let's talk about the melody. Melody for bassline is really easy. Most of the time Psy Trance producers play only one note and it's tonic or root K of your song. In our situation, our song K is C and the scale is Phrygian, and we use only 3 notes of this scale. Many times we play only first step tonic, and in the end we refresh this sound with second step and 7th step of Phrygian scale. It keeps attention of listeners and give really special vibe of Phrygian aggressive scale. Let's check it out. So that's it. Step number 2, sound design. Sound design for Psy Trance Bass is super easy. Open any synthesizer, choose saw waveform, only one voice, turn on low pass filter, assign cutoff of this filter with envelope. For example, in this Spire I'm using envelope 3, here I assign it with low pass filter, all parameters on minimum, release on maximum, decay 350, sustain 300, and that's how it sounds. Okay, step number 3, add human voice colors. Firstly, we're gonna do it inside of Spire. Phaser of Spire have special mode, low. It's exactly format filter. Let's listen how this bassline sound with these effects. That's great. Let's add even more voice feelings to this bassline. You can make it with plugin Sugarbytes Wow and with these presses which I used. So let's listen what it makes. Okay, it creates even more resonance and voice feelings. Step number 4, transient shaping. Transient shaping is just a plugin which gives you attack and punchness of your sound. It move up all the sound from mix. I have 3 transient shapers here in the beginning of insert chain, in the middle, and one more in the middle. But last one just making limiting, because inside of this plugin we have limiter. First one increase volume of attack on 50% and second on 20%, but they don't go one by one. Between first and second we have distortions, and it makes work of each new transient shaper more different and colorful. Step number 5, distortions. Oh, I really love distortions. Distortions, it's one of the main part of our sound of Dropgun music. I really like to be really crazy to put distortions in a random place and effects insert, to use multiple different distortions and effects insert. It gives me really unpredictable results and give me really fat sound. And here I use the Fat Filter Saturn, Faturator and Quadrafus distortions. Let me say a few words about each of these distortion. Fat Filter Saturn is multiband distortion as well as Quadrafus, and Kilohertz Faturator is dynamically independent distortion. Let's go from first to last. Fat Filter Saturn first instance is a preset which we split spectrum into 4 bands: 164, 742 and 4000 Hz. I just increased input gain and decreased output gain. So how much you increased input gain is how many harmonics you will got. So I just increased input gain on 6 dB and decrease output gain on 3 dB. And what it means? If you increase more and more input gain, it gives you more and more harmonics and gives you more and more bright sound. Of course, you can use drive parameter, it makes the same, but you should choose all bands for that. But I more like using 2 parameters here. Okay, second effect is Faturator. It's really unique. As I said before, it's dynamically independent, but let's talk about shortly. I think you understand what it does. Next distortion is again Fat Filter Saturn. It's just the same plugin, just the same presets, but input gain increased already on 12 dB and it gives more harmonics. Yeah. Harmonics, harmonics, harmonics. Next, we already talked about this Transient shaper, again Faturator. As you can see, I'm really crazy. What the hell I am doing here? I'm just duplicated many times and I love it. Without Faturator, it loses many great things. Distortion number 3, Quadrafus, is internal Cubase multiband distortion. It's just the same what is Fat Filter Saturn. Don't worry, you just can recreate this sound with Saturn. And to be honest, first Saturn is just the same what this Quadrafus. It adds really tiny changes. Okay, about Oxford Transmode we already told before. Again Quadrafus. It gives really aggressive harmonics. One more Saturn. Here we have really small input increasing. And to last distortion, it's again Saturn and Quadrafus. This Saturn, it's just the same like first one, but less input increasing of gain. And last Quadrafus is just the same like previous, but with changing of bands regions. So third bands start to be more smaller and we boosted it up with 3 dB around it. This region is really important to add even more human voice colors. Step number 6, equalization. Equalization is really important. Equalizer help us to clean sound, to make it more bright, to delete something bad from it. And we have 2 equalizers here. We use the Fat Filter Pro Q2 and first instance just make some type of smile equalization. Boost low 180, boost highs 7/1000 and cut middle around 600s with 20 dB gain. So, when we cut middle, it gives more space for main melodic instruments to stand out above this bass line. And second equalizer, it's really tiny changes in spectrum. It a bit increase high spectrum 6000s and little boost in middle 300s with 1 dB. Step number 7, compression. Compression is really important. It gives headroom for other instruments in your mix. We used FabFilter Pro C and it's just limiter settings. Attack, release, minimum, ratio, maximum, threshold, middle, like here, minus 18 dB. And last step is just sidechain to help bass not interfere with kick. We used LFO tool plugin, it's really easy with some little changes. Just put first point more lower. Just try repeat waveform of your kick here in this curve. So let's again listen what we have. So as you heard, it sounds so good. Also, you'll find presets, MIDI, Ableton, FL projects of this bass in description below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit notification bell button, leave a comment, give your likes, give your love, guys. It's how I make Psy Trance Bass. If you have another way to do it, please describe it in comments below. Thanks for your attention and bye for now. Step number 4. Step number 5.